How we doing, lads? This is a video that a few people were asking for, specifically about reversing. So most people call it revving, some people call it reversing. Basically, all it's doing is just shooting TNT or sand upwards. So I did also get a recommendation to start like showing cannons, where I've done this before. And this one here, this is just a It's a rev. It's a rev left emitter. It's sort of just a budget way of doing it. But I'll sort of show you how it all goes together. So I'll go to my barrel first to sort of show you what I'm going on. To show you what's going on. Sorry. So you'll notice this is my barrel's a little bit different here. You'll notice that it looks like my original worm barrel setup, but I've got chests on the other side as well. So basically, what's happening here? This is a quick and dirty way of doing it for like just a straight shooting revworm. So basically, I have my sand. If we go over the comp here, you can see I've got my sand getting shot into these chests here. So that pushes all the sand to the front. And basically what that means is because the sand's in between two blocks, it doesn't stack here. The sand actually starts to stack here. So basically what that's going to mean is if you're stacking up against something very, very close, you need like that dry spot to tunnel through. So basically what I did here is I pushed and aligned the sand all the way forwards, just so I have that air gap now where when I shoot my tunnel, so my tunnel is, where's my tunnel? Tunnel center aligned. You don't need to do revs off a worm as well, by the way, that's my tunnel there. This is my tunnel here. You can see it's getting shot against a solid block like that. So it doesn't have that chest set up there. So basically the tunnel, because it's not being shot in the chest setup, it's going like directly in the middle of this block here. So this is going to be the tunnel. And of course the last thing, these chests on the back here, that is for what I'm trying to reverse. So in this case here, that's just my hybrid shot. Well, not really hybrid shot, it's like dry scatter pretty much. But basically that's being aligned against those chests there. So now we are getting, because it's just ever so slightly on these chests here, it's actually clipping into just the very, very back edge of that enchantment table, and then it's getting shot forwards. Because of course cannons always do white first. So you're going to end up in a situation like this. And basically, this cannon's a bit different because I needed to rev lefty. But for like a standard conventional cannon, basically what you'll do is you'll put your hammer with that TNT that's center aligned there. So you'd put your hammer with your tunnel in this case. I will discuss another method of doing this a bit later in the video. But for the most part, this is what I normally do. So yeah, basically now you've got your tunnel and your hammer getting shot forwards, and you got your tunnel and your hammer getting shot forwards. You got your nuke or your scatter or whatever just a little bit higher, and you got your sand out front there. So I'm just going to give it a fire now, just to sort of show you what it looks like when it's firing. This is a pretty crappy example of a cannon for this sort of thing, but we'll just fire it anyway. I don't even know where the button is. There. Speed 10. So you can see it's like a normal worm, but you can see there's a massive explosion up at that end there. Where's my sand? Let me have a look. Not sure why I'm not getting gravel through there. What are you doing? There's gravel there now. So basically what's happening now is it's shooting shooting all of this, and because it's all getting shot together in that shot there, it's tunneling first. Of course, since first thing that's ordered is the first thing to stack, so it always tunnels first. And in this case here, I actually have another piece of sand in my comp. So this is my backstack sand. It's actually pretty important that you have with this cannon here to have your auto backstack sand. And basically, what that's doing is that's rendering after your tunnel, but before your hammer. So basically, the order in which this cannon works is it will tunnel this all first, then it will stack your auto backstack sand. That's pretty much purely just to stop you from overshooting your hammer. So if you didn't have that there before the cannon restacks the gravel in the next shot, that's just going to send your hammer and the nuke or the scatter. It's going to send those off to Narnia. So it's important that you have that backstack sand there. So in this case here, I've sort of just got it shoved going into the comp, and I've just got it timed off, whatever that is. I might link this scam in the description so you can sort of break it down to see what I've done with it. But this cannon's a complete mess. I did this in an afternoon. I'm not particularly proud of it, to be honest. But yeah, basically everything gets shot forwards. Your sand stacks, and then against that, because that's the thing rendered second, and the nuke's rendered after it, then you will get your nuke and your hammer clipping into that block there, and then your hammer goes off and it fires your nuke upwards. So this cannon here is a bit weird, purely because you'll see that I do have like this second power set up here. That's just to get a very, very slight offset for my velocities. So this cannon isn't just going straight vertical up, it's actually left-in as well. So if I fire, I'll just show you. That's just because I've intentionally misaligned the cannon. It works. Last I checked, it was working, but it might not be. I don't have a chunk loader. Yeah, didn't think so. Alright, let's try that again. See if it works. So in this case here, I've just got a very, very slight... Okay, cool. It's not working. I did have a very, very slight difference in exposure. So this power here, you can see it's in line with the other power there, and it's just aligned onto the other side. What is it doing? I have no clue what this cannon is doing. It seems to be like stacking like half-assed. That's alright. Sort of just a showcase cannon. I do have like a more conventional revworm setup. Somewhere there. Revworm backup. Yeah, that'll do. This is like one of my older conventional revworms. So you can see I've got very much the same barrel here, but I don't have that second power. On this side of the cannon here, this is my rev nuke. So that all gets shot forward. That's aligned into that chest there, clips into the enchantment table. So it gets that Y difference, and then gets shot up. And then on this side here is both my hammer and my tunnel. So yeah, this is a more conventional setup for it, for the revworms that I specifically do. If you want to stack using a revworm, that's a whole different story, and I'll probably cover that in the next episode if I can be bothered to make it. Don't ask about the crying obsidian; it was a weird trend. And yeah, that's sort of it. So that's sort of how I set up like these dirty little revworms. Just using that straight shooting barrel there, with the different exposures for all three parts. Again, you can see I've got the chests forwards there for the sand, and the chests away from to clip the hammer into the or clip the nuke into the enchantment table. Jesus Christ! Just opened up a bottle of Coke, and I thought it was going to go off like a fucking hand grenade. Anyway, again, you can see here on this cannon here, this is actually my auto backstack sand here. This is an old cannon, so I've actually got a chain comp there instead of like a more conventional comp. I might actually release this cannon here. I'll change the blocks out. You can have a play around with it, sort of see how it works. But yeah, that's a pretty basic rundown of it. I'll be honest, this cannon was not great. It actually raided a shitload of bases. Basically, these cannons are going to go straight through bases where people have dry rev layers or no rev layers. And I've got screenshots where I ended up in people's roofs from Bedrock using this cannon, just because it does have that action of just absolutely fucking clearing out bases. These things are absolute monsters versus cactus farms as well. So if you want to shred someone's cactus farm, use this. Just make sure you keep in mind the position of your auto backstack sand, because that's going to be dependent on your power. So you're pretty much going to be backstacking in the same spot every single time, and you just need to keep that in mind. And I would highly recommend involving that in schematics, so you know where you're going to be backstacking, and you know where you're going to be ripping. So if you got any questions about these sorts of cannons, or you do, I might actually make one of these. To be honest, I might make like a nice, cheap, dirty, refined little revenue for this version, make it like 1.6 sec or something stupid. Anyway, that'll be this video pretty much done. That's kind of all I wanted to talk about. Just these fun little cannons here. And yeah, I might make a video for these little guys. Might not. Sort of depends how I feel. If you do want any more help with like how these quick and dirty revworms work, just DM me. But apart from that, just have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next video.